video that you are currently watching is really a spur-of-the-moment type thing. Like, there was no plan in place for me to make this. It was just like, after I read chapter 130 and made my video on it, I was just sitting there thinking to myself, you know what, I kind of really want to talk about Shura more, and now here I am. And here you are watching me. But yeah, I just got a few things to say. I don't think that this video will be really long, but who knows. Anyways, though, on to the first thing that I wanted to talk about, which is actually, I wanted to correct myself on something that I said in my video on chapter 130. I had said that Shura and also Ijuni, although I think her name was changed to Ijuna, I said that they were in the Ocean's 6, which was incorrect. The Ocean 6 consists of 6 characters, although I thought it was 8 because of Ijuna and Shura, but Ijuna is Shura's assistant, and Shura is just, he's outside of the Ocean 6. He's not a part of that group. But he is leading them, he is currently in charge of them ever since Nero decided to take a back seat in this arc, which in hindsight is a little bit disappointing considering all the hype. Like, everybody really wanted to see Nero, and now that he's here, we find out that he's taking a back seat in the arc and he's not really going to do much. Or, I guess, anything at all, because he said he's not going to intervene. But hey, if Shura's gonna take the reins and lead the charge, I'm all good with it. I want to see what this dude can do. He's got a lot of potential, so much so that I'm making a video on him. Also, there's one more, like a semi-correction, but really a clarification that I wanted to make about my video on chapter 130, and that is, in that video I said that Shura was going against the will of his father, and that is really only like kinda half true because, I mean, Nero literally said that he was going to leave it up to Shura, like it was Shura's situation to handle. But the reason why I said what I said was because Nero really doesn't want Shura to go out and find and fight Ziggy. He wants Shura to follow the dice like he does because obviously the dice have worked out really well for him. That's how he built this massive empire, but Shura just won't. Nero knows who Shura is, and he knows that Shura in no way will ever follow the dice, so he just lets him do what he's going to do. Now that all of that is out of the way, though, it is time to move on to something else. And that something else is about why Shura has Satan's gravity. Or, to put it in other words, why did Ziggy train Shura? This, to me, is really interesting because I think that it means that Ziggy taught Shura before he met Shiki. Because, like, if Ziggy had found Shiki first, then there would be no need to teach Shura Satan's gravity. But the fact that Shura knows it too means that he was probably taught first. And that means that Shura is probably immensely more powerful than Shiki. He probably already has overdrive, and if there's a next step to that form, I wouldn't be surprised if he had that too. And actually, you know what? Speaking of those two, let me turn it up real quick. Here is how I want their first fight, their first throwdown to go down. I want it to mirror Ichigo and Grimmjow's first encounter, their first fight. I want it to be just as brutal, I want it to be just as intense, and I want Shura to beat the living shit out of Shiki. And I don't mean like how Justice did Shiki, I mean like 10 times worse. Because that is a great way to show the difference in level of strength between the two gravity users. Although I will say this, even though I want Shura to mirror Grimmjow, I only want him to mirror him in that first fight. Because I want Shura to have some meaningful longevity. To me, this dude has a vast amount of potential, and it would be a waste for him to be a one-and-done villain. So here is the solution if we're gonna stick with the Bleach comparison. You have him be as intense as Grimmjow, but have the longevity of Aizen. But anyways, that is actually going to do it for this video, so thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!